What is going on, you stallions and stallionettes? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. There is a new way to purchase PS5s that potentially could make it easier to get one into your home. Do I think it'll actually work? Let's cover this thing. Alrighty guys, so sharing my screen here. In case you guys don't know what Newegg is, it's an online retailer that specializes in electronics goods. They've been around forever. They mostly people go there to get like computer peripherals and components, so parts when you're building a PC and whatnot. And they're going with this new lottery system. And this is virtually, when I read through this, I'm thinking to myself, this already exists. This is exactly what PS5 Direct does. But instead of just PlayStation 5s, you can also use this to get a handle on a new graphics card, where that's one of the new RTX cards or one of the new AMD graphics cards that's coming out in the near future, as well as just other electronics goods that get scalped because they are low supply, high demand. So what this does basically is you get into a queue, and then once the item becomes live, it becomes listed, or the drop occurs, you get put, you randomly get selected into a position in queue or in line. So you select the item that you want, PS5, graphics card, whatever, and then when the drop becomes live, you get assigned a number randomly, and then you have a designated slot for a few minutes, to check out and get your item. Now that is exactly what PS5 Direct does. Exactly. You get into a randomized queue. It doesn't matter if you get in the queue 2 minutes prior or 5 minutes prior, you get assigned a number in line. That's how PS5 Direct works. So the only difference is that this is for all kinds of electronics goods, like the graphics cards or whatever, but this does work for PS5 Direct. It's a much better system than it's a much better system than like what GameStop or Amazon has, which is absolute trash. I will say Best Buy's program is really good. They send you an email. Keep in mind, that is where I got my Xbox Series S, and I could have got a Series X. I removed that from my cart, put in the S, purchased that. I have other videos on why I chose the S over the X. Best Buy's system is really good. You purchase the item, you get a confirmation email. Basically, this is really good bot protection because you have to send a humanized response with a confirmation code that they send you. Enter that into a pop-up box on the website. And maybe, I think you do a CAPTCHA as well. So that's how Best Buy runs that, and that's really, really good. Meijer, which is not geographically in the North American area, to my knowledge, but Meijer does a very similar system where they have a queue, and that works out really well. And PS5 Direct has a pretty good system with their randomized line or queue. And now Newegg is doing that as well. Now, I do think this is good because if somebody is using a bot or something like that, it kind of randomizes the chance that they'll actually get to the front of the line, because they use brute force scripts to push their way to the front of the queue by refreshing much quicker than a human hand or computer can handle. They have machines, bots, or scripts that push themselves to the front of the queue. Now with this, that will randomize that a little bit, but it doesn't really say anything in here about using a CAPTCHA or any kind of confirmation email like Best Buy. That would actually further the chance of you getting one of these consoles in your house. Consoles or graphics cards, for that matter. But like this article says, this doesn't fix one of the largest underlying problems with stock shortages, and that is the lack of supply. Well, obviously, this is to help with that, because, there is a lack of supply due to major scalping organizations like Crep Chief Notify in the UK that scooped up 3,500 units of PS5s and PS5 digital onlys. That literally made the supply problem worse. Yes, Sony did not have nearly enough supply, and that's what caused the initial issue, Sony and Microsoft. But when you're getting a majority of the stock taken out of major retailers, Best Buy, GameStop, Newegg, Target, Walmart, etc., and into the hands of scalpers that are going to charge double or even triple MSRP, we're talking $1,500 consoles here, and people are buying them. That's the next big issue, is that people are giving into these scalpers and giving them fuel for their douchebag fire, which really, really sucks. So some specifics about the logistics of how this works. You mark down your desired product, so select what you're trying to buy, within a 3-hour window. So again, exactly like PS5 Direct. They open up the queue about, I think it's 3 to 6 hours prior, and then the PS5 drop happens. I've been in line for probably 5 or 6 of these PS5 Direct drops, and that's how it works. And then you have an opportunity. Once you're in queue, Like, honestly, if you don't get your spot, your designated spot in line in about 30 seconds, you're not going to get it that time. You have to look at the next drop. Those who use bots automatically nab stock before ordinary consumers can even type their credit card details in. You shouldn't have to do that. If you are serious about getting a console, you should already have your shipping address and your credit card information saved into whatever platform you're on. Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy, Newegg. You should have your details saved so it's less clicks and less windows through the purchase funnel that you need to go through. The main downside right now is a lack of clarity on when new shuffles will take place. Newegg says it wants to fine-tune the system before starting another round. So I guess they've already implemented a pilot round or a beta round of this new program. The shuffle page on Newegg's site currently redirects to a login page instead of the countdown timer that has previously appeared. Even so, this is definitely worth keeping an eye on if you are having trouble getting a hold of PS5, 30 series cards, AMD 5000 processors. So I guess even the CPUs or processors are really getting scalped hard right now. Pretty much any low supply electronics good, I think specifically because people are stuck at home due to the pandemic and whatnot. People are spending more time on their electronics goods. That and then obviously just lack of stock. So low supply, huge, massive scalper organizations. We're not talking about one or two people standing in front of a Best Buy in the rain. We're talking about massive operations here. And then websites like Walmart having pretty poor bot protection. But this is good to see a major retailer actually trying to do something, you know what I mean? Showing some effort to fix the scalper bot problem. So I just want to put that out there. This is a new system in place, so I would actually give Newegg a more serious glance or look when you're up next to get yourself a console or graphics card, as the system, you know, it does limit what bots and scalpers can do because it's randomized now. But again, it doesn't say anything in here about a captcha or confirmation email to your personal email address. That would take it a step further. Yeah, that's going to do it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Drop in the comment section below if you have got your hands on a new-gen console or one of these graphics cards. And we'll get a nice little forum going on there. A lot of positive thoughts back and forth. A little positive community building. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.